Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I am honestly so hyped right now because I finally have the physical disc for Cricket 26 in my hands right now. So, we have always been waiting for the Began Studios on the Cricket 26, and right now we have it, especially with the ultimate Showdown branding that has been the buzz. This is absolutely insane. I know this is very important for us cricket fans to play Cricket 26 to enjoy the game itself. So today we are going to find out together as I pop this disc into console and walk you through every single detail. We are talking revamped graphics, a management mode that supposedly rivals some of the best sports simulations, and some pretty surprising new licenses that I didn't see coming. I have spent the last few hours grinding through menus and playing a few overs just so that I could give you the real unfiltered deal. So if you're sitting on the fence about dropping your hard-earned cash on this, definitely stick around until the end. I'm going to break down the good, the bad, and the needs a patch immediately so you don't waste your money. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into the action. If you're lucky enough to play Cricket 26 on PlayStation 5, you are seeing a version of this game that finally feels like true next generation leap. So the studios completely rebuilt the player models specifically for this hardware on the PlayStation 5, which makes it absolutely stunning. It uses the console power to drive the smoother animation rigs and ray traced lighting, making the night matches look absolutely stunning. We are diving into the legendary Ashes mode in Cricket 26 on the PlayStation 5, and honestly, the details are just awesome. So, the Weekend Studios have created this new five-step loop in the Ashes mode: squad training, team selection, press conference, and then finally you're going to play the match. So, first up is where you're going to select your team. You're not just picking the big names, you have to balance between the form and fitness because five test series will drain your players fast. So, this is when you'll have to choose all these players carefully and make sure that your game is going to be awesome. Next step is about the training. Then you hit the net sessions, which is total game changer because you can actually practice specific shots to boost your players' morale and intent, and also increase the confidence. And then you will have to pick up your lineup for the test match, where you will specifically have 16 players in the squad so that the selections becomes smooth. And as mentioned, you will pick up those players. It's not their names, it's the players who are going to play the game. So choose the uh, team carefully. An upcoming next step is press conferences where you say actually shifts the team's morale and how the media gets on your back. After the objectives are earned, here are some few highlights of the new Ashes mode in Cricket 26. If you have ever wanted to run an entire cricket board instead of just playing the matches, I think the management career mode in Cricket 26, especially on the PS5, is where you need to be. It's a total shift from the usual player lock stuff, putting you in a hot seat with the five key pillars to manage. First of all, you are handling squad building and scouting, where you got to find the next generation of stars while staying under your team's budget. Then comes the training programs where you set the schedule, pushing your team to gain skills and risking injuries if you work overworking them. Third, you got the sponsorship and finance side where your results on the field directly affect how much cash you have for better gear and facilities. Before every big series, you are dealing with the board meetings where you are given specific targets that can literally get you fired if you don't hit them. Finally, it's all about the match day strategy where you're making the big calls from the dugout, like when to declare or how to set the field to break a partnership. On the PS5, the menus are snappy, the data looks clean in 4K, and you really feel the pressure of the job. So basically, it's very different to play as usual from the other modes of the cricket. This is newly introduced in Cricket 26, where you are playing all these steps as a manager, and I think it's really beautiful. Any cricket lovers, I think, would love this mode, and hopefully they'll enjoy. Next up is an absolute madness of the competition, that is the Indian T20 League in Cricket 26 on the PS5. And trust me, the vibe is just different this year. So if you thought the atmosphere was good before, wait until you see all those stadiums, the lighting, and the crowd energy. And especially on the PlayStation 5, it really feels like a real Sunday night blockbuster. To bring that trophy home, you got to master the new match day routine that the studios has built into this mode. First of all, it's all about starting 11 selection. So you have to pick a balanced team that can handle both turning tracks and flat decks, and then going into the net sessions and practicing, then a tactical setup, and then you have also have an option to do a player sub, which is called the impact player sub. So that has been getting that timing right. This can completely flip a game. So this is absolutely stunning in PlayStation 5. The DualSense controller is a game changer here because you literally feel the thump of ball hitting in the middle of the bat. Once the match begins, you'll see the new animations that makes every shot and dive look fluid and natural. So this is somewhat different from the Cricket 24 we played. The graphics are really cool and stunning. The fielding feels much sharper this year with players reacting instantly. Some of the high speed catches and the animations will trigger a great deal of adrenaline within you. Bowling is equally intense as you have to manage your lengths and variations to keep the AI guessing. So the real-time pitch degradations that all these come from the Cricket 24, but they are a bit enhanced. So then if you're coming into the game and if you're chasing a big total, you will need to use a new aggressive footwork mechanics to disrupt the bowler's rhythm. The crowd noise dynamically shifts based on the match situation, reaching a deafening roar during the final hours. So managing your bowling rotations is the key to ensure your best death bowlers are fresh for the finish. And I know who am I talking. You can also customize your team strategies in the dugouts, setting specific field blueprints for every batter. The ray tracing is phenomenal. Finally, you are in a high pressure gameplay where the haptic feedback feels and feel the tension of the final ball thriller. At the end of the day, Cricket 26 on the PlayStation 5 really feels like it's finally catching up to what we expect from the next generation sports game. Those new models are a total game changer because they actually look like athletes who want to be out there rather than just stiff characters on a screen. When you're playing the Indian T20 League and you feel that thud in the DualSense controller after a perfect cover drive, I think you'll realize just how much detail they have packed into experiences. The whole five-step flow from hitting the nets to making that clutch impact player sub actually makes you feel like you are managing a real team strategy, not just pushing buttons. It's definitely not perfect, but it's easily the most alive cricket game we have ever had, especially with those stunning visuals and the roar of the crowd. If you have been on the fence, the sheer atmosphere of a night match in Mumbai or Chennai or in Chinnaswamy Stadium is enough to win you over. It's a massive step in the right directions, and I'm honestly having a blast just seeing how realistic the player movements have become. Anyway, if this breakdown helped you out or you just love seeing Cricket 26 push to its limits on the PlayStation 5, do me a huge favor and smash that like button. It really helps the channel get these videos out to more cricket fans like you. Also, if you want to stay ahead of the game with more pro tips, hidden settings, career mode guides, make sure you hit subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss a single upload. I've got a ton of more content coming your way, and I would love to have you along for the ride. Let me know in the comments which team you're taking to the top this season. I read all of them. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.